Hey guys, it's Nicole. I had surgery yesterday. I have to keep my arm elevated. It's a bitch because I'm right-handed and this is my right hand. And it hurts to go like this, but I have to do this every so often. So if my fingers start going like this during the video, it's just part of my physical therapy for before the bandages come off. Tucker! Stop licking your ass on camera. Sorry guys, he's a disgusting dog. The cat's over there sleeping. You just can't see her. She's off screen. Anyway, so my friend made a video about adoption and how it's made her feel over the years. And I decided to make my own video about how I feel about being adopted. And I did ask her for permission to copy her idea because I think it's important for anyone who's adopted to tell their story, because it can always help somebody else who maybe does not feel that way. So let's jump right into the video. Okay, so 5 months old, already in a foster home. When I was 2 weeks old, I had to have an emergency surgery to save my life. I don't remember what the disease was called, but basically my intestines were tangled and upside down or in the wrong places. I don't really know. But my birth dad had actually told my birth mom to abort me. He didn't want kids, he didn't want me, and he wanted nothing to do with her. So she refused to abort me, thank God. And my birth dad left her. Actually, the day I was born, he came to the hospital. I was born 17 days early. He came to the hospital, and he put me up for adoption behind her back. She fought hard to keep me, but in the end she didn't win because they gave her test trials after my surgery and things just didn't work out. So flash forward to 22 months old, or as I like to say, almost 2. Still in the foster home. I look happy. I was, I'm sure. I don't remember. Does anyone really remember when they were 2? I don't think so. So my mom, my adoptive mom, knew either my foster dad or my foster mom. And then my birth mom knew the one foster parent that my adoptive mom didn't. Small world, right? So that's how my adoption came to be. My adoptive mom always knew she wanted a girl, and after 3 boys, she told my dad, we're done trying. So they adopted me. And I'm really glad they did, because I have an amazing family, and I'll get to that later. But the adoption was an open adoption at first. And then as I got older, my dad started to wonder, maybe this isn't a good idea. She's going to be confused. Why does she have 2 moms and a dad? But, so they closed the adoption, and I still got presents from my birth mom, but I never got them. They were hidden from me, which sucks, but I found them, and my parents would let me open them, but they would say that they were from family friends. So I believed it. I was young. I had very cool Halloweens. That's just the writing on the back. But I was an angel a couple years in a row because, like, I loved being an angel. And Christmases were awesome. I always got everything I wanted. We had a really big dog. He was very mean to everybody except me. And he was like the size of me, which is pretty funny. But he was a vicious dog, and not many people wanted to play at our house because of it. So I would have to say that all in all, I had a great childhood. My dad is awesome. I love him very much. We had a cat that I did like until she started hiding under my bed, and those damn glowing eyes scared the shit out of me. This day was when my foster parents came to bring me to the house to do a test trial, sort of. And my 5th birthday, which my brother actually made that cake for me. Well, my mom made the cake, my brother decorated it, and yes, it is Barney the purple dinosaur. Don't judge, I was 5, it was the 90s. My dad built that slide for my brothers, and I always played on it with them, though they would push me off of it. Pumpkin patch, we did that a lot, apple picking. Yes, Barney again. I was obsessed until the nightmares started, then everything Barney went away. Christmas was always so much fun at our house. My mom would make sugar cookies, and we'd have a huge family party. She would make her own frosting, and the kids would all get to decorate. And she was my best friend for so long, and we still talk from time to time, but we went to church together, and we hung out on weekends. Her sister used to babysit me. I mean, people grow apart, it happens, but we still talk all the time, and we're still pretty good friends, even if we don't hang out. And best Christmas ever was when I got my bunny bubblegum. But things got really hard when I was about 5 years old, I think. Hold on, 89. Yeah, 5 years old. Yes, I count on my fingers. 5 years old, my brother Gregory died. He was my adoptive brother. He had dwarfism. He was 15 years old. He had Huntington's disease. It was a mess. And it was tough. But we got through it because that's what my family does. They get through things together. But then things got really hard when I was about 10 years old. This is when I was 11. We went to California for the summer. We took a cruise to Alaska, spent the summer up with my sister from my dad's first marriage. And when I say mom and dad, I'm referring to my adoptive parents. And I will explain why in a little bit. But things got really hard that summer. And it kind of tore the family apart. Tore me apart a lot. My mom died when we got back. It was August 13th. She was rushed to the hospital August 12th. And she died at the hospital. And I remember very vividly, my brother and his girlfriend at the time were babysitting me, and I was sleeping under the pool table because why not? We had mattresses under the ping pong table, and I slid one out to the edge of the pool table, and I was asleep on it. My dad shook me awake and said, "Mom died." And I yelled at him. I told him he was lying, and I cried for a long time. I still cry to this day. It's been almost 17 years. Well, it'll be 17 years in August. But I still cry. It sucks. She was my mom. And everyone's like, well, your birth mom is still alive. Yeah. And she knows that. And I know that. But she did not raise me. My mom is not by blood. My mom is the woman who died and raised me. She was there for my surgeries. She was there when I was sick. She was there to read me bedtime stories when my dad couldn't. She was there when I had chickenpox. She was there when I fell off my bike for the first time riding a two-wheeler. She was there when I was learning to rollerblade. She was there for everything. And I know my birth mom wanted to be, but she wasn't. And I'm so sick of everybody being mad at me for not calling my birth mom mom. And I'll tell you why, because it pisses me off. I'm friends with my birth mom. I met her when I was 16. It was very uncomfortable. And a few years later, I decided to try again. And now I see her a lot. We're friends. She understands that I'm going to not call her mom. Tucker, get out of my room. Little asshole. Anyway, she knows I'm not going to call her mom. She knows I will never call her mom because she did not raise me. I am 27 years old. For 25 years, my mom was Bonnie. I love my birth mother as a friend. I respect her as my birth mom. But I can't call her mom. And she understands that. And she gets that. But her other kids get pissed at me for it. Well, you know what? Why don't you get adopted? Why don't you spend 25 years being raised by somebody else? Don't tell me I have to call her mom because she's not. Blood does not make you family. Love makes you family. And you know why I know this? Your pets. I love my dog. He's family. But is he blood related? No, he's not even the same fucking species, for God's sakes. It makes me so angry that people say you have to be blood to be family. Most of my friends I consider sisters. And they're definitely not blood related to me because my birth mom only had boys except for me. And I have 4 birth brothers, one of which I could care less about, and honestly I hope he dies because he threatened to kill me and my best friend. And he knew where we were, he knew she was over my house at that moment, and like he knew everything. He knew what color my house was, he knew the color of the fence, he knew, like I said, he knew my friend was over, he knew which friend was over. And that's creepy as shit. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if he was friends with a neighbor or not, but creepy. So I don't care about him. But then I have my brother Patrick, Eric, and Junior. And I will call them my brothers because they are. They're my birth brothers. But I don't love them the way I love my adoptive brothers. And they don't understand why. But I didn't know them until I was like 20 years old. I've only known them for 6 years, 7 years. I've known my adoptive brothers, Brian and Scott, who actually, that one, hold on, I'm trying to get there. That one is Brian. That one's Gregory, the one that died. And that one right there is Scott. Anyway, that was hard to do. Because, like, it's like mirror reversal. Ow! Anyway. I've known them my whole life. And the 3 birth brothers are younger than me. I did not know them as a baby. I didn't know them when I was in my foster home. I didn't know them when she was doing visitation rights with me. I didn't. And they can be mad at me for that. I really don't give a shit because my family are the Strandbergs. That's how it is. Yes, I'm friends with my birth family, but that's all that's ever going to be. I love my birth nephew. His name is Austin. He's cute. He's funny. And I bought him a bed. Well, I didn't buy him a bed. I found a bed. And I fixed it up. I cleaned it up for him. And I gave it to him, and he loved it because his other bed looked just like it, but it was broken. And I will spoil him. But, blood or not, my family is the Strandbergs. And I don't care if my birth family sees this because they know I feel this way and they need to get over it. My birth mom accepts it, so my birth brothers need to accept it as well. I do love them, I do. And I do call them my brothers. But I'll never have that bond with them that I have with this family. The last thing I'm going to say is I already know for a fact I'm going to adopt my children. Because I am adopted and I know what it's like to need a home. I don't remember needing a home, but I know that if I wasn't adopted, I would probably still be in foster care. Well, at this point I wouldn't be because I'm 27. I'd be on my own. But it sucks. And I have neurofibromatosis type 1. And I have a 50% chance of giving that to my child, and that's a chance I'm not going to take. Even before I knew that, I knew I wanted to adopt my children. Give them a home. And not even maybe a child. Maybe I would adopt a teenager. Because nobody wants the teenagers. And it sucks. One of my best friends is parentless, and she's an adult, and it sucks. She has nobody. And I feel bad for her, but she's happy, and she's making her life work. And I'm so proud of her. But everybody deserves a family. And if you are adopted and you feel like you don't belong with your family that adopted you, just remember that you do. They chose you for a reason. They love you. They want you. And you are their family. Blood does not make you family. It's love and caring and friendship. Some of my favorite people in this world are not related to me by blood, but they're my family. And they always will be. And I'm grateful for them. So thank you to this family for adopting me. And thank you to my birth mom for not aborting me and for accepting the fact that I can't call her mom. And I'm so glad that you are in my life because I love hanging out with you. I just can't handle the craziness of your sons because boys are crazy. Boys suck. I'm sorry, boys. But you suck. You guys are crazy and you're weird and you smell. All boys smell. Let's face it. But I love guys. I love girls. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You need to be you. You need to be happy. And if you're not happy, find something that makes you happy. What makes me happy is knowing that I have an amazing family. And I'm very lucky to have been adopted. If you ever feel like you're alone and can't talk to anybody about feeling the way you feel because you're adopted, there's always someone to talk to. I know that most of my friends are adopted, so if I ever feel down, I can talk to them. But if you have no one to talk to, you can talk to me. And I always link my shit down below. I will put my Facebook, my Instagram, and my Twitter. The best bet is probably Twitter because I won't know who you are on Facebook. But Instagram, you can message me. Just know you're not alone. It's okay. And it's okay to feel scared and alone and sad. But know that your adoptive family loves you so much. And if they didn't, they wouldn't have adopted you. You're special. The way I see it is, everyone's like, oh, well, I hate my parents, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because they were forced into that family. But this family chose you. They wanted you. Out of all the kids they could have adopted, they could have had their own kids, unless they physically weren't able to. Anyway, of all the kids they could have adopted, they chose you for a reason. You're loved, you're special, you're smart, and you're beautiful. And it's going to be okay.